Hey guys, welcome back to Real Estate Informed, the channel that keeps you up to date on all things real estate. And today we're going to be discussing an article from CNBC. I'll link the article down below. Basically, the article goes into and it talks about mortgage forbearance. And the title of the article is Coronavirus Mortgage Bailouts Suddenly Swell as Homeowners Face New Struggles. So the article keeps going into it, and it says that in the last week, 79,000 people went into mortgage forbearance. The increase happened every single day for 7 straight days. As of Tuesday, 4.68 million people are in mortgage forbearance. That represents 8.8% of all mortgages. Think about that. 8.8% of all mortgages. So I mean, like almost one in every 10 homes is in mortgage forbearance. That's a big deal. So let's dive into that a little more. Why is it such a big deal that 8.8% of people are in mortgage forbearance? It's a huge deal simply because when you go into mortgage forbearance, you kind of get behind on your mortgage, and when you get behind on your mortgage, when you have to repay that mortgage, it's going to be tough. And it depends on your lender, and there's really not any laws in place now. There's the People's Act that was going to, kind of mandate that all the mortgage forbearance be added to the end of the loan. That law has not been passed yet. That People's Act is still in the Senate. They're going to be on recess till July 19th, and they're not going to pass anything until August. So if they're not going to pass anything until August, all these companies that are in, all these mortgages that are in mortgage forbearance, they keep increasing, and they've been increasing for the last 7 days, this entire last week. They had seen an initial decrease in May, but in June, they're starting to see increases again. And two things that really factor into this is the $600 a week federal that people are getting. I think if you get $600 plus your state, but let's just say you're not getting anything from the state, you're only getting the $600 federal, that's $2,400 a month. Most mortgages you can cover for $2,400. There's a select few mortgages that go into the $3,000 range, but most mortgages are $2,500 or less. So I think that's what's keeping a lot of people afloat. Once you get rid of that $600 federally, which ends in July, last week of July, then we're really going to enter into a lot of trouble with mortgage forbearance. The People's Act has not passed anything. There are, things in the People's Act that say that, passed by the Democrats, that say that mortgage forbearance, all of the late payments should be added to the end of the loan. That has not passed yet. There's a lot of things that they said that, the initial 3-month period of mortgage forbearance for March, April, and May, April, May, and June, should be extended for another year, and that you can have, mortgage forbearance for another year. All of these factors will factor into your real estate market. When these homes are in forbearance, will they be added to the end of the loan? When will they get an extension and still be in mortgage forbearance from a year from now? All these things rely on the People's Act and when it's going to be passed. And I thought it was going to be the first week of August. Apparently, the Senate went on, recess, and even when they come back July 19th or 20th, they are still going to be, deliberating, and nothing's going to happen until at least the first week of August. So that kind of gives you the idea. But the fact that the mortgage forbearance has been rising for the last 7 days consecutively nationwide, that shows you that people are in trouble. People are using their $600 a week. People are, it's a pandemic. They said that 42% of people went back to work. And the rest of them won't go back to work because when they laid off people, just think about restaurants and other businesses where they can't be fully open. They're not 100% open. They're 50% open, 25% open, just because of the 6 feet rule. That contributes to a lot of people not going back to work because the businesses don't need them, because they themselves have a lack of supply, lack of customers, because they can only limit their building now. And that's just not for restaurants, that's for a lot of businesses out there. So when you're dealing with that, seeing that mortgage forbearance continue to rise, it all basically lays, as a real estate investor, as a person who wants to buy a house, my advice to you would be to wait until August, until you know for a fact that, you know, forbearance is extended to how much, to how long, will it be added to the end of the loan? If mortgage forbearance, if they don't mandate mortgage forbearance be added to the end of the loan, and that is due in, you know, on the 4th month, you know, we're talking July, or even August is due, you're due for April, May, and June all together, there's going to be a lot of foreclosures. There's going to be, and then from that date, you got to count 90 days till foreclosure, and then it's just a bloodbath. But if they extend foreclosure, they keep interest rates low, they extend the evictions so that, you know, you can't evict anybody for a very long time. And that depends on your state too. Like in Washington State, where I'm from, they've extended it for a month, and they've extended this was from April to, I think, June 4th, and June 4th they extended it, I believe, another 60 days till August 1st, and they might extend it after that. I mean, it makes it really tough on landlords because people are, you know, not paying their mortgage and then they need to be evicted, but you can't evict them because of since March. So you're not getting rent for March, April, May, June, July, August. I mean, that's 6 months worth of rent that a landlord has to cover: the water, sewer, garbage, you know, the parking lot, the common area, electricity. That's a lot. Taxes, property taxes, insurance, all this the landlord has to cover while he, you know, or she may have a renter that's not paying. It's difficult. It's extremely difficult. So I would say is that, you know, in the real estate market, even investing, you're talking a good, I would say, 6 months to a year before you really see any results. And in my last video, you'll see the rental market in San Francisco decreased 9.2%. So the rental market is showing what the real estate market will do in the future, but rental market is almost instantaneous because you put a house for rent, it doesn't rent, you got to lower the price. And so when you start doing that in real estate, it's different. You put a house for rent and then you wait 30 days, you wait 60 days. Some houses in the neighborhood will go pending for 30 to 60 days. So we're just, and so then it's kind of delayed. So it really in your local areas, check the evictions if they've been extended. Check, keep checking up on, you know, people like Meet Kevin and all these Graham Stephan, all these YouTubers who do the stimulus package updates. Please follow them and watch them. Be up to date on your local, regulations or what laws that they're going to pass, and obviously nationally what they're going to pass, because that's very, very, important to know. All right, guys, thanks. That's my video for today. Please comment below if you have any questions for the next video that I can answer. Please thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.